Welcome back, Flare community, to the very first stream of 2023. So yes, it's the start of a new year and big things are coming. Lots of exciting things coming in the next months. And yeah, I'm glad to have each and every one of you here along for the ride. Yeah, so we're going to jump in. First and foremost, I do just want to wish everyone a happy new year. And yeah, things are looking good. So let's jump into something very interesting, actually. So I'm starting here with an announcement that I've recently decided to choose a charity. Collectively, we actually did this in the Patreon group here. A charity to support for the next 3 months. So that's for the quarter of the first quarter of this year, actually. And we're going with Save the Children. It's a really incredible charity who are basically helping children all over the world that are maybe not so fortunate. And yeah, they work everywhere, to be fair. They have fingers in all kinds of pies in all these different countries. And you know, it's easy to lose sight about just how lucky we are when it comes to being in a position where we can actually, you know, even just watch these videos. But going beyond that, you know, investing in digital assets, some people can't even get the money together or know where their next meal is coming from. And for children especially, they don't really have a choice. Some children are unfortunately just born into a situation like this. So that's the charity that I'll be donating to, or us collectively as the Flare community, for the next 3 years. So any proceeds that are coming from the channel in terms of like the super chats and donations, they will be going straight to the charity. As you can see, we've got a target of $1,000 and someone's already very generously donated $50 along to the cause. So if you're wondering what this fundraiser thing is all about, that's all it is. You're not obliged to donate, don't worry about that. And at the end of the 3 months, if we haven't reached the target, I will make sure that we do and personally donate to reach that 1,000 target. So with that being said, we're going to jump back into the usual swing of things, going here, quick fire through all of the news, starting off with some metrics. So this is the last epoch of 2022, I guess. It's sort of overlapping here. And let's have a quick look at the reward rate to see who's finishing strong. We've got 0.1 FTSO at the top, Atlas FTSO or TSO in second, Oracle Swap in third, Nortso in fourth, and then this unknown one here, which is slightly strange or curious. I don't know, very low vote power, but they're seeming to be very accurate. So it is what it is. Yeah, wow, there's a lot of people in the chat today. Hope you're all doing well. Who we got? We've got Anna in the house, Crypto Granny, Jimmy Thing, Rain, Trey. We've got Jay Wills, Moneybags. Valiant Energy, aka John D. Zerp, in the house. Who else? Phoenix as well. Glad to have you all here. The next thing that we're going to do is jump over to the NFT and sort of get a bit of an insight into them. Topping the charts is NATO NFTs or Neto NFTs. He's got the first place in terms of the volume traded over here. In second place, we have the Loyalists collection, which is all the samurais and all that good stuff, and the DeLoreans. Third place, we have the Oracles. Fourth place, Defenders of the Metaspark. And in fifth place, the Fat Tigers. And it's very rare, actually, to see the Fat Tigers and the Fat Cats and the Fat Leopards somewhere outside of the top 5. So something to note. Moneybags, we're going to be talking about the votes in a second. But first, I just want to remind you guys that this is going to be the biggest airdrop in crypto history. FLR, the Flare token. 7 days from now, we're going to have the TDE, the token distribution event. And the amount of support from all of the exchanges is unprecedented. We haven't seen an airdrop like this, if I was going to say in a long time, but it's arguably ever. The last really big airdrop that I can remember is Bitcoin Cash. But even still, I don't think it had this amount of support from the exchanges. Something to take note of is the first Songbird proposal, governance proposal, which is actually closing in 24 hours. It's actually going to be less than 24 hours now. So if you haven't voted, please be sure to check it out. And this is to reduce the vote cap to 2.5. So if we go back over here to Flare metrics, you can see that some of these signal providers, their vote power is, 3% here, 4%, 6%, 8% for some of these. Let's have a quick look actually to see which one is the highest. There we go, 9%. So it's actually capped at 10% at the minute. So any delegations above this 10% will basically dilute the rewards for everyone who's also delegated to this signal provider. And what the proposal basically is it's a way to reduce this vote power to encourage more people to delegate elsewhere. So for example, if you saw this one here at the top, Evolve FTSO, it's got 9%. You've got 2.5% of the rewards that would be going to this signal provider, but the additional 6.5% will not be rewarded. It would instead be distributed to the other signal providers. And it's a way to remove the concentration at the top so that some of these other signal providers who don't have as much delegation power or vote power, they can actually start earning some money so that they can provide for some of the infrastructure services. And it's a great way to decentralize the FTSO system as a whole. So I'm pretty in much support for this governance vote, and I've made my vote, but you do only have 24 hours left if you're yet to do so. Here's something that I just wanted to clarify. A lot of people are saying, or maybe not a lot, I have noticed the comments of some people saying that they think that the rewards are going to be reduced. And while that may be the case for specific oversubscribed signal providers like this one, if you are delegating to this one and the proposal goes through, it's likely that you would earn less from this one, but the actual rewards is going to remain the same. It's just going to be distributed wider between many more of these top providers rather than just concentrated at the top. And that's what we want out of the FTSO, a decentralized system. A decentralized meaning many different signal providers are contributing towards the price. So here's something else that maybe you may not be familiar with, or you may be familiar with, but a lot of people have been saying that they have no votes for this Songbird proposal once they connect to the website. And, it's very similar to delegation. So with the proposals, there's going to be what you could consider a snapshot or a lock-in block, similar to how delegation works, right? Because at a single point in time, there needs to be every single WSGB accounted for. It prevents people from voting on one account and then 5 minutes later transferring to another account and voting there. And, there needs to be a set point in time where everything is accounted for. And that happened, I believe, on Christmas Eve. And some people actually had assets in the FLR farms, right? In decentralized finance applications. And if your WSGB is locked up in a reward pool, it's not actually in your wallet. It's locked in a smart contract. And for this reason, you can't delegate yourself. These applications can delegate on your behalf and then share the rewards. But this is the exact same with governance as well. So if you want to participate in upcoming governance, especially those that may happen on the Flare network, be sure to hold the native asset in your own wallet. This is the only way that you have full control. Yes, another reminder as well. So as we draw closer to the initial 15% FLR distribution, the TDE, which happens 1 week from now, I get a lot of questions talking about how, what does this mean for the other 85%? And as you know, there is a proposal, FIP1, Flare Improvement Proposal 01, and it could potentially change how the distribution works going onwards. Now, we do not know the outcome of this proposal until the proposal first goes live, and then people have voted on it, and then once it concludes. So there's no way to tell the outcome of it before the outcome happens, okay? That's just something to note because I do see a lot of people often asking for it. And yes, here we go. So we're talking about Coinbase now. Coinbase is actually one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and for that reason, it is very heavily regulated. We know that there is this exception where Coinbase are being allowed up to 6 months to distribute FLR, and please bear in mind that is up to 6 months. It doesn't mean 6 months. It means a time from now up until 6 months, right? And a lot of people are commenting about, will they be able to vote if Coinbase haven't distributed their FLR tokens? And one thing that I will say is that no, you won't be able to, because in order to vote, you need FLR tokens in your wallet. And if you haven't received them, they're not in your wallet, right? So if Coinbase haven't distributed the FLR tokens by the time the proposal goes live, then you might not be able to vote. And again, this is just one of the reasons why you should really aim to have all of your assets in your own custody. And this way you can avoid all of these problems. But, you know, hindsight's a wonderful thing. And I know a lot of people may be in this situation. And I'm hoping, as many of you are, that Coinbase get to this sooner rather than later. But the important thing to note is they are going to distribute FLR, which is much better than them not supporting anything at all. They haven't supported many airdrops. You know, you could probably count them all on one hand. So it's actually quite favorable that it's sort of testament to the Flare team, just how much work they've done in order to get the support from Coinbase, the second biggest exchange in the world. Okay, moving on. Yes, so there was this tweet that did get deleted by Hugo. Hugo said, Coinbase have said that they will distribute FLR in the first half of 2023, which we already knew. And the vote on FIP01, Flare Improvement Proposal 01, will take place after Coinbase distribute. If Coinbase don't distribute by the end of the first half, the vote will start immediately. And this is something that Hugo said, but he deleted it straight away, and it did cause some confusion, but I do have some clarification here from Hugo himself. He said, nope, I was wrong, hence I deleted the tweet. We can't do that. The network and its participants must move forward regardless of what centralized entities do. So there is a possibility that this vote will, or this proposal will go live before Coinbase actually distribute. Excuse me. Moving on, we have this here from BlazeSwap, and they said that, you know, we've obviously been eagerly awaiting their platform, the decentralized exchange, and they recently launched on the Songbird network. So if you do want to partake, you can go over to the decentralized exchange. It's got everything you would always expect, you know, the ability to swap tokens, to contribute liquidity towards various pools and collect your rewards. Now, there is one small difference between this decentralized exchange and others, and that's the fact that there is no reward token. And you may be wondering, well, what does that mean for you? Well, it means that you won't be getting an additional reward such as the Pro token for Oracle Swap, or maybe SFIN for FlareX. This is just a completely decentralized application that has no rewards. You just provide the liquidity, and you get fees for providing that liquidity. So if we click on here on the rewards, you can probably see, here we go. Liquidity providers earn a 0.3% fee on all trades. So that's what it is. And yeah, it is interesting. To be frank, that means that there's a chance Coinbase users might miss out. Potentially, it sort of depends, you know, this idea that, you know, I personally think that, you know, we have the distribution on the 9th of January, right? I don't think that the proposal is going to go live straight away. You know, what happens if it's a month or 2 months after the distribution, which is possible. Also, what happens if the proposal lasts a while? So this one on Songbird, it lasted 1 week. What happens if the proposal is for a month or 2 weeks, 3 weeks? You know, all of these additional weeks are adding on to the chance that Coinbase will distribute before then, right? Coinbase said in the first half, it doesn't mean June the 30th. It could be any month. It could be January. It could be February. It could be March. It could be any of the months, right? And this idea that the proposal is not going to go live straight away, it's not going to last, 1 day. They're all buffers that increase the chance that Coinbase will distribute before the proposal concludes. So we're just going to have to wait and see for more information, and I'm sure we'll hear about that in the coming days. We got this from FIO Protocol, and they have announced a partnership with Bifrost Wallet, and Bifrost Wallet is probably arguably the most popular free wallet to use or to interact with the Songbird and soon the Flare network. And they've partnered together to bring, I guess, user-friendly addresses, let's say, so to the Songbird network. So if we scroll down here, you know, we all are familiar with the receiving address, your account address. It starts with a 0x and it's got lots of letters and numbers afterwards. Pretty hard to remember if you ask me. I'm certainly not able to, but FIO are introducing crypto handles. So something that you may be more familiar with. Let me just say John at Flare Community. This makes it a lot easier to send to people, and you know, it makes it a lot more user-friendly and reduces the barrier to entry. You know, people having to rely on or understand what a private key is can look quite intimidating. And not a private key, but an actual address. It can seem pretty intimidating initially when you first come to the space. So I'm very much welcoming that. Here we have Flare Builders, and you can follow them at Flare_builders. They're doing a great job in collating all of the applications, information around these applications that are coming on Songbird and Flare. And this is yet again another project created by FTSO AU. They've created many great applications and are very much in support of the network. In fact, Flaremetrics website is indeed also created by FTSO AU. So they're doing bits, and you know, it's great to see these signal providers really stepping out there and building things on top of the network outside the scope of just being a signal provider. This is what the website looks like. You know, it's got a section here which you can filter by, and it's got a lot of different things, including decentralized finance applications, wallets, signal providers, artists, you name it, it's got it. And if you're wanting a recap or a umbrella overview, be sure to check this out. Yes, Moneybags, some confuse FLR and the FLR IOU. The IOU is just an IOU. It's a promise to exchange for the real thing once available, so don't get that confused. Flare.space, they recently said this. Tomorrow we have a very big day for Flare.space. Our website is ready to go live, and they have released a website in the past. I'm not sure if it was just a sneak peek, a preview, but they have great, I guess, analytical data, especially pertaining to the distribution and how the future proposal may affect your distribution and your allowance. So I'll be keeping my eye on this, and I'll be sure to keep you updated as and when. So that pretty much sums it up. Something that I will say is that we have had a big change to the membership structure here on YouTube and also on Patreon. I've started doing monthly airdrops for all Patreon supporters, and at the end of each month, we're going to do the Flare Community Wheel of Appreciation. And if you do want to join the Patreon group, be sure to check the links in the description. We're going to be heading over to here on the old Flare Community Discord. And again, there's a link in the description if you want to join. And this is going to be every Monday. It's going to be a Patreon exclusive chat. Now, I have given a grace period for those who are still YouTube members, but this will become exclusively a Patreon chat moving forward, with the exception of next week, because next week we obviously know that it is the big token distribution event, and hopefully we can all jump in on a call and see what's happening. So with that being said, I do want to just wish you all a happy new year. I've got a feeling that 2023 is going to be something very special in terms of the Flare network, the Songbird network, the channel, and hopefully for the crypto market as a whole. So thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.